We are facing increasing drinking water scarcity. We are dealing with water systems that do not meet quality requirements. But drought also causes excessive use of groundwater reservoirs, resulting in low water levels. Drinking water is essential for everyone's health. Your brain consumes most of the water in your body, but the rest of your body also consists of water and needs to be replenished. Otherwise, enormous damage will be done to your body. You would think that the ocean's reservoir is large enough, but what would happen if you started drinking seawater? The danger of drinking seawater lies at the cellular level. A body cell contains a large amount of water, and body cells adapt to the concentration of certain ions, such as salt, for example. Within their membranes, they adapt to the environment outside the cells, the bloodstream in this case, and seawater is 4 times saltier than human blood. When seawater is ingested, the fluid outside the body's cells becomes much saltier in order to relieve the pressure difference. This causes water to flow out of your cells. This water is used by your kidneys, which immediately start working to restore the body and remove the excess salt. But the water from the cells is not enough. They need more fresh water to actually flush out all the extra salt. Ingesting salt water without any fresh water present can therefore lead to salt poisoning. The consequences of salt poisoning can be devastating for your body. Because the body's cells lose moisture, they shrink. This can cause tissues to shift and tear. In addition to the kidneys using water, water is also stored in critical organs because they cannot function without water. If you continue to drink seawater, the problems will only get worse. Survival is only possible by consuming fresh water, and that is only possible if it is available. Greek philosopher Aristotle described 2 main modes of seawater desalination, which are still used today. One is thermal. Seawater was boiled, and the condensation from this was water without salt, and therefore fresh water. The other is reverse osmosis, which uses pressure to push seawater through a salt filtering membrane. People continued to use and develop these methods. Making drinkable fresh water from seawater is now a bigger project than ever. More than 2 billion people in 78 countries currently have no access to clean drinking water. Although they all live in water-rich areas, the water is seawater and not drinkable. The world's largest desalination plant can convert more than 2 billion liters of salt water into drinkable fresh water every day. However, this is mainly done using thermal technology, and this method also has disadvantages. A lot of energy is needed to generate the necessary heat, which is usually provided by fossil fuels. Thermal desalination plants also produce significant amounts of waste in the form of brine. This is ultra-concentrated salt water that can be harmful if simply returned to natural waters. Reverse osmosis is seen as having greater potential, with synthetic membranes currently being used to filter out salt and other impurities. In general, this is more energy efficient and less salty than thermal desalination. In 2020, approximately 17,000 desalination plants provided more than 300 million people with fresh water, most of which used reverse osmosis. Those numbers are increasing, but waste, costs, efficiency, and sustainability remain major problems. More research is needed to make renewable energy desalination plants more energy and cost-efficient on a larger scale. Meanwhile, there appears to be another way to combat water scarcity: wastewater. Reverse osmosis membranes require less energy to remove contaminants and the small amounts of salt in wastewater than to desalinate saltwater. And more importantly, wastewater recycling can still produce clean, safe drinking water. Did you find the video interesting? Like and subscribe for many more interesting videos. Make sure you have drinking water. If you have the opportunity, and it is permitted, put a rain barrel in your garden. Also, make sure you have a water filter. Rainwater can contain contaminants. With a good water filter, you can make sure your rainwater is drinkable, and you never have to worry about your drinking water.